going to take out that position. Some AA going to shoot at it. There comes the bomber. It's going to impact the shields. Is it going to be enough? Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge the Land Forever. Today, I have a 6v6 custom match here on the most amazing Roxas map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting off with Team 1 up here in the northwest, ending with Team 2 in the southeast. With 12 players to introduce, I'm going to slow it down to -3, so we have enough time to cover the introductions and the early action. Starting off with the rear guard air slot player for Team 1, it is the Chevy Crimson Cybern player of Will-O-Wisp. He is going first land, as I said, a Cybern as a 2100, the highest rank on Team 1, and tied for the highest overall. In the south, we have Zizon going first line as another Cybern here for his team. He is in glow-in-the-dark green, and he is a 1500. And continuing on southward, we have in regal purple, Muisto going first line as a Seraphim. He is a 1600. To his northeast in rust, the third Cybern player on Team 1, it is Kenny Lee 090 going first land. He is a 1600. And the man responsible for Team 1's color on the scoreboard, it is Godzilla going first land as an Aeon. He is a 1600 in tropical ocean blue. And last but not least, in forest green, we have Carl Hoff going first air, as a UEF. He is a 1200. Again, the best combination of color and faction in the game. So for Team 1 side of things, they have all of the races represented, except they have 3 Cyberns and only 1 UEF, 1 Seraphim, and 1 Aeon. For Team 2 side of the map, starting with the rear guard air slot in emerald green, we have Orb going first land as a Cybern. So the Cybern v Cybern in the air slot, he is a 2100, the highest rank on his team, and tied for the highest with Will-O-Wisp in the north on Team 1. Again, it will be those 2 Cyberns duking it out in the air. To his west is Active Backlash in Batman Gray. He's going first air, and he is on his way to build a nice little T1 Mechs, and he is a 1200 Cybern. To his west in Light Oak 10, we have a third Cybern on Team 2. It is Terminator 619, Terminator. I think you missed a T there. 619, he's going first air, and again, he is a 1400. In the middle here for Team 2, in Orange Together Orange, we have C2118 Freedom. He's going first and second land as an Aeon. He is an 1800. In Amethyst Purple 2 ACs, we have Blissful Noob going first land as a Seraphim. He is also an 1800 in this game. And last but not least, for Team 2 in the east, we have Riot Guys in Ruby Red. He's going first land, second air. He is a 1200. So for Team 2 side of things, they have the exact same makeup as Team 1. They have 3 Cyberns, 1 Seraphim, 1 Aeon, and 1 UEF. We're just going to have to see how this plays out with, essentially, I think it's almost the exact same factions in the exact same slots. We have the Cybern in the middle with Aeon. We have Seraphim. It's pretty close. I think about half of them are in the same slots. It is going to be UEF and UEF here in the northeast corner. And speaking of the northeast corner, for Team 2 specifically, there is 1 Trimex position here. And I don't know what to call this. They're kind of close together. I don't know what to call that. Another Trimex here and another Trimex here. But there is a decent amount of mass to scoop over in terms of mass points. However, for Reclaim, what do we have for both teams? We have for 12 players, almost 36,000 mass, which means rounding up to 36,000, there is 3,000 mass per player. That is a ton of mass for our players to scoop up. And what map generator map would not be included, what would not make it a typical map generator map, there we go, is some water. And I do like the color of the water. It's kind of a, I don't know, fecal brown or kind of a rustic orange. It's not typically that, blue or darker blue. So I definitely like the color. Definitely contrasts with the green environment. But with mass points talked about, with mass as well, and the introductions out of the way, let's speed this game up back to 0 and see how our players are starting off. We do see a transport out from Team 1's Carl Hoffman to the north. He has a couple of engineers on board, and he's going for the actually opposite side of this upper plateau section. Unfortunately, there for him, his engineers will encounter the comm of Team 2's Right Guys. And if Right Guys is paying attention, which it does look like Team 1 does actually drop it a little bit shorter. That T1 Air Scout was able to say, nope, probably shouldn't go there. And a T1 factory has been started. Maybe we'll see Right Guys do a distance build up to the top, but this will give a huge advantage for Team 1 in the northeast corner in lobbing some artillery shells, obviously off that cliff edge. Movement out, of course, from both teams' frontline commanders, and even a couple of the backline commanders. We see Zalin as well as Muistol, Godzilla, and Kenny Lee is in that direction, and we do see Hoffman moving into the east as well to intercept Right Guys. So essentially everybody except for the rearguard air slot player of Will-O-Wisp is moving to the middle of the map. Team 2's side of things, exactly the same thing. Terminator, Freedom, Blissful Noob, Backlash, and of course Right Guys is their way to the front. And we're going to see probably a 3-to-3, maybe even a 4-to-3 scenario. I wouldn't be surprised to see one of these comms on the western side, either Zalin, or we move over to the west side of things to engage Terminator. He can easily come in and hook around this, or just go straight across as he's doing with these T1 hunters. And that could be very dangerous for Team 1 to ignore. If Team 2 is able to hold the middle pretty well and Team 1 can't break through, that western attack might be enough to break that front line for Team 1. So Team 1, again, has to be very careful and at least probably devote at least one player to that side of the map. We are seeing the artillery being built here by Team 1's Carl Hoffman. You can see the artillery is lobbing its shells. There was a attempt to do a T1 distance build with the comm of Right Guys, but unfortunately here I do not think that's going to work here for him. Right Guys is accompanied by a couple of Team 1 engineers here from Orb, scooping up all of that reclaim here in the northeast corner and trying to scale those ecos for early air, well, T2 and maybe even T3. The sooner you can get that online, the sooner he can fight in the air, at least more effectively. A lot of back and forth here between Team 1 and Team 2. We do see the first upgrade on the cards here for Zalin. He is going for speed and range as a Cybran. Be a nice boon to that front line. Of course, both teams have access to Aeon technology, which means at least one player on both teams, actually one, that's it, on both teams, can do the Aeon Sniper Commander upgrades. We're seeing a couple of these units try to break on through, try to do a nice little run-by attempt. The Mantis cannot go into the water, so they're kind of stuck, and they will be taken out by Blissful's Commander here very quickly with some assistance from Freedom's forces. Almost said Freedom Fighters, but that's pretty close. We are seeing, again, where Muistol not being on this western side has given a lot of opportunity for Team 2 to just punch through with a couple of units out from Terminator. You can even see all of those units that were on an attack move down south will have to be diverted back to intercept this line of forces, giving Team 2's Terminator enough time to build in those T1 mixes, get a couple of easy mass per second, juice up the eco just a little bit, and maybe even starting to secure that corner of the map. And that's where as most of the water does lie. There is a couple of ponds in the middle, but there's not a lot. I wouldn't be surprised to see at least one commander try to hide in the middle here. And maybe we'll see the UEF go for a Billy Nuke from the water, but we'll just have to see as time goes on. A couple of upgrades on top of one another. Speed going down here for Freedom. I love to see the range go first in terms of upgrade order or build order, but Freedom is an 1800 and I am not, so maybe he has a different idea in Man Active Backlash. Doing a similar upgrade to what Muistol, not Muistol, but what Zalin is doing, and is going for speed and range. And again, there are 3 Cybrans on each side of the map, and 6 in total, so there's going to be there has to be at least one Telemazer commander in this game. If this game goes, at the hour that it will, and there's no Telemazers, I'm going to be very, very surprised, because usually somebody does it at some point. We are seeing battle lines being cemented here between Team 2 and Team 1, but Team 1 does have a nice group of forces here for Kenny Lee. Is it going to shove that in Terminator's face? We do see Terminator moving back a little bit. He does see these forces, or at least he sees them with a nice little air scout here from his teammate. But we will fall back. It was a nice attempt to try to get in and at least isolate that commander. But with 2 commanders right here, we have, of course, Freedom going for that gun range upgrade now. I think that's what he's going for. He just finished the speed upgrade. Let's see if that is what he actually is going for. Yes, that is. See, if he built that first, he could have attacked a little bit, but active backlash comes in and will assist with the advanced upgrade, and of course will help assist in shoving Team 1 off in the UEF corner of the map here between Carl and Ryguys. Ryguys being assaulted constantly by the cliff side. You can see just constant firing of that T1 artillery from those Lobos. Forces Ryguys to constantly be on a move. Can't really keep himself in one place. Hard to build fire bases if he's just sitting there being attacked every 5 seconds. He's going to be forced back, giving Team 1 a nice opening to push forward. T2 is online here for Carl. He's starting to PD creep just a little bit because this is not really that much of a wide attack in terms of the amount of land that players have access to. That T2 PD can cover everything. Unless there's a giant force moving in, that one T2 PD should be fine for the time being. I'll play dirty, says Godzilla. What? I don't know what that's in reference to, but okay. Apparently he's playing dirty. But a nice engagement here between Team 1 and Team 2's orange players' forces. Kenny versus Freedom. We're seeing assistance up from Blissful Noob with his commander. He doesn't have any upgrades, but he is getting up there pretty close to well, not T1, but 1-star veterancy. We do see, very interestingly, the air player of Team 1's Will-O-Wisp has established a T1 naval base on Team 2's side of the map. And it's actually, I think it was being repaired, but engineers are now essentially reclaiming all of the hit points, and then we'll reclaim the mass. Unfortunately for those engineers, that mass will go to Orb, and Will-O-Wisp is sad because of that. I mean, you built it here. You should have built it here, but I get it. You know, wanting to build it on that side of the map. A couple of frigates would have been very annoying for Blissful Noob to deal with, but one isn't too bad. T2 Mechs is right here on the coastline. Will that frigate get out of range of that commander? I don't think so. There is a nice little Riptide online, and that frigate, I think, will get that T2 Mechs. I'd say that one frigate and that one factory is definitely worth taking out a T2 Mechs. Most definitely. Oh, it's still alive. Oh, it get a rank in veterancy because of that Mechs kill. And just fire between commanders here, between Freedom, Backlash, and Kenny Lee. Kenny Lee is Cybern, and Freedom does have the advanced range. He has Aeon Sniper Commander on board. I would love to see the shield at least to protect a little bit of those hit points. But it's only 10 minutes, so it's not that much of an issue. But that upgrade should be completed pretty soon. Range going on the way for Godzilla. He's gone for a sensor package, give him a nice little view of the map. And with the map this size, that is a decent chunk just for your commander to see. On a full 20 by 20, it wouldn't mean as much. But on a map like this, that chunk of, just vision constantly is big, especially for the middle. We do see, of course, Kenny Lee moving in with those engineers just to scoop up some mass. And at 10 minutes, nice engagement in the southwest, except, unfortunately, for Team 2. Those forces are not really well equipped to deal with the Ilshis, especially if they keep coming as they are. There was the numbers for Team 2's Terminator, but the Ilshis are T2.5, so not as good of engagement as he probably would have liked. But he's producing his own T2 units in the form of these hoplites. They're very weak, but they do fire missiles, so it's it's a give and take in that relationship with damage versus hit points. In the northeast, Team 1 is gaining ground, and they have now essentially secured the entire northern edge of the map, and are going to start making their way southward. Ryguys has to stop Team 1 here, or it's just going to be bleeding constantly. He needs to get up here and at least take out all these forces that are building up. So look at all these artillery shells just launching from these Lobos, annoying his forces. He can't really get a whole lot of PD online because of those. You can see this is the range of them. This is how far they can hit. Not the entire breadth of that landscape, but a decent amount. He needs to get a couple of maybe T2 missiles or something to fire back at this position up there. And in the middle here, we have Orb charging forward. Gunships over top, going after C-2118 Freedom. Coming out here from Godzilla. But, I mean, there are some swift winds, but it's not going to do a whole lot. The Calm of Freedom will be fine for now. We are seeing a little bit of bleeding on this western edge of the middle, with active backlash coming in to deal with those. The one solely little Mantis is broken through, but he will encounter a couple of Rhinos, and unfortunately for that, oh wow, couple of those shots actually missed. Look at that. That was very surprising to see. I think it was 2 or 3 consecutive shots just straight up miss. German AO are now on the front line with his commander. He probably should get at least a gun upgrade or something to really stop this push here from Team 1. Team 1 now has both corners of the map. It's almost like owning the middle in chess. It's essentially you're honing your not honing. Well, I think it's the right word. Hemming. Maybe it's hemming. Hemming your opponent into one side of the map and essentially just slowly surrounding them and just making them lose bit by bit to the point where they have no territory. But Freedom charges forward against Godzilla. Godzilla is lower in the yellow than his enemy of Freedom. McKinney comes in to try to dissuade that, as well as those gunships. Those gunships are on just protection duty. Godzilla's going to retreat back into the water and protect himself and rep up hit points. Probably will go for shield if I was him, to protect himself. Nano on board here for Moristo on the western side. He is Seraphim, so he's getting up to the almost triple digits in terms of HP region. He does have guns, so he's going to be still aggressive. But as we approach the 15 minutes, we are seeing T3 online here for both teams in terms of air. But Team 1 has 3 players going for air in the form of the Rear Gutter slot, Saizon, and for the player of Godzilla. So 3 out of the 6 players on Team 1 have access to T3 air technology, which means bombers, which means tons and tons and tons of spy planes, gunships. I mean, we have a restore facility that could be established. We have a Cybern facility, so that's whalers, and then another Cybern, so that's another whalers. Maybe we'll see a engineer gifted over by the UVA player of Carl to either one of these players to go for broadswords and get that trifecta for T3 gunships. And Team 1 has the firepower, but they have the capabilities to have a lot of firepower. They just haven't diverted as much resources because they're still fighting that front line. In terms of mass income, Team 1 is slightly ahead, but again, 20 mass, or 10 to 15 to 20 mass between 6 players isn't really a whole lot. Unless it was, 200 or something. It really doesn't make a huge difference if it's up 5 or 10 mass. It can, but as the game goes on, 5 or 10 mass difference is not really anything to worry about. And I think Team 1 is actually suffering some power issues from someone. I don't know, maybe Godzilla. Yeah, he's having some power issues, so it decreases his amount of mass income. So it's just not exactly the exact numbers. Purple is your guy, says Kenny, but those purple units outbound from Blissful Noob are inbound to Godzilla's T2 mexes that are on this nice little shoreline. He's going for shield, but I don't think that'll help him. If he pops out of the water, he will die to this T2 Ilshi battalion. Squads, it's too many for a squad. Probably a battalion. A couple of Ayashava T2 mobile anti-air cannons guarding them. I do love the inclusion of the flak because Team 1 is using gunships, so it's able to dissuade those at least for the time being. Couple of engineers have dropped here. T1AA mobile guns here for these archers. These T2 Sparkies outbound from Raigai. Actually, nope. Yep, they are from Raigai, excuse me. The red threw me off for a second. Going to drop more Sparkies. I'm going to deal with these T1 units. ASF do come in, take out the transport, but the drop has completed, and T2 Triads are on line, except this one kind of has a disagreement with that little hill there. You gotta, that is one thing that's hard to micro, especially in this game, as you're zooming in, you're zooming out, you're looking this, you're looking that, and sometimes you put it there and you go, oh, well, I mean, it would have been better to put it there, but anyways. T2AA needs to be by priority here for Team 2's forces here, but there is a lot of T1 spam coming out from that one factory that have been just built up for a while. The Sparkies do have guns on board, those engineers, so they're not at all civilians. They're definitely military forces. But those T1 PD were spammed up very, very quickly. Have a nice radar. That PD has a lot of targets, but there is a missile launcher nearby that will slowly eat away at these forces. Takes out another Sparky. Only a couple more of them remain. T1 facility needs to be spammed up immediately, and one will be built and another one will be built. Another Sparky is gone, and another Sparky is gone, so only 2 more remain, but one facility is online. Team 2's forces have fallen back, and Godzilla getting a nice engagement. Of course, he has the advanced range upgrade. These Ilshis either need to push in or just retreat, and I think they are going to push in. Unfortunately, Team 1's Godzilla is just going to retreat back into the water. He got some nice mass kill, gets a nice veterancy as well. Now he's back up to 8,000 hit points. And of course, the Ilshis now have to chew through his shield as well. So that's essentially 17,000 hit points. He's going to stick his head just... Actually, he's not even in the water. He has his toes wet. But his shield is now offline. Those Ilshis are now being dwindled by that gun on board that commander. And not all the Ilshis are engaging, giving Godzilla a nice little amount of time to get, again, more mass killed. And is up to another veterancy, up to 3 now. Now the comm is fully submerged. And those Ilshis will have to back off. So Godzilla playing it nice and tight with those guerrilla tactics. I almost said Grizilla for some reason. I don't know why Grizilla came in my head, but guerrilla tactics. And in the southwest, we have Moisto facing off against the brick. That brick actually doesn't lose as many hit points as I thought to that overcharge, but still more hit points is better than none. Another overcharge takes out about a third as well. Hoplites are moving in from the east, and Mui will take out that brick. But again, he has to be very careful. Snipes can occur at this stage in the game at 18 minutes. But Team 2, again, only has 1 air player in T3 air, so Team 2, I mean, they gotta get that, ASF, production just ramping up, because Team 1's doing that. And they're doing not just that, but I wouldn't be surprised to see some gunships. Yep, I see a Restorer being built. And more ASFs as well, and just the air grid being fanned out. And those gunships actually given over to Willow. Willow is the main air player, the one driving all of that micro for his team. We have some pillars facing off against PD, and the Flapjack goes, nope, not going to engage that. Nope, see you, bye. But those Flapjacks have a better target in mind. They're going after the T1 facilities, pumping out some units that were keeping Team 2's presence here for now, and those gunships are assisting in that endeavor. And now Godzilla has popped out of the water once again at 28 hit points a second, almost back into the green at 3-star veterancy. Factory here, says Carl. Yep, that one is now gone, so Team 2's presence is now severely limited. They're going after the T1 facilities as well, but I feel like Team 1 definitely has the better deal here, where their presence has already been here and will probably still be here after these pillars are done and dusted, especially with some restores over the top. They're not known for their air-to-gun DPS, but, again, something is better than nothing. And Team 1 has stopped attacking on this northern edge. They're fine with just getting a little bit over 50% of the map and keeping Team 2 hemmed in here. So they're just going to build up T3. I wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of maybe air facility out from Carl. He's also in the water. Maybe we'll see some cruisers in the water here. He is UEF. He could go for missiles and cruisers on board those Governor class T2 cruisers. But the Calm of Freedom is charging forth with his forces. He has shield, advanced range, and speed on board that commander with some parashield. Actually, well, Asylum, but essentially parashields. The Aeon version of parashields. It actually has a couple of sniper bots, or at least one of them, so he's able to poke at his opponent. He also has Absolve. Where'd they go? I thought I saw one. No, those are missiles. I thought I saw an Absolver in here. No, maybe not. Okay, well, he could have an Absolver and deal with any sort of shields that he could encounter. But Team 2 is gaining ground in the middle, and now Team 2's backlash has now shifted westward to assist his teammate of Terminator, and a large group of T2 and a couple of T3 forces try to charge forward and just get sideswiped, essentially, by active Backlash's forces, and that will force Team 1 severely back while they're already being pushed in the middle. Team 1 has diverted a lot of attention to the air game, but they are now suffering in the land game in the middle and the southwest. That is the downside with doing that, is you kind of do give up some sort of territory. YouTube, don't know what that that link is. Somebody should screenshot that and try to type that in. I mean, I can, but then I'd have to deal with, pausing the cast, opening the YouTube page and all that. So, apologize right now, I can't do that, but hopefully somebody will. So I bet somebody will. Somebody will be curious enough to see what that link is. We do see Bricks forcing their way forward against Freedom. Freedom trying to charge back, and as he retreats, takes out a couple of Bricks. Nice overcharging, essentially one-shotting them. Freedom, again, has to be cautious because he's now being sandwiched by 2 different armies from Team 1. But there are now armies coming in from Team 2 from his west and from his east. It is the battle of 5 armies here. between Team 1 and Team 2 in the middle. Team 2 have 3 of them. Team 1 have 2 of them. And there are some Cyberns in here. There's some Aeons in here. There are some Seraphim in here versus some Cyberns and Seraphim on Team 1. It took me a second to remember the name. There are no UEF because those are in the northeast corner of the map. And it does look like Team 2 is winning that engagement, essentially rallying behind the commander of Freedom, pushing that front line. And all of that momentum is shifting in Team 2's direction. Chicken online, pushing that edge of the map. Godzilla and Carl in the water. They really can't do much. Carl, I mean, he's done a decent amount. But Godzilla, I keep calling Godzilla Potato in my head, but he's Godzilla He is still in the water, recouping and just kind of, not hiding, but keeping his commander safe, which is definitely what you want to do. Because if your commander dies, then you die and you're out of the game. So, gotta keep that, as a constant reminder. Bar, that is the advantage of bars. If your commander dies, you're still in the game, and you can even resurrect your commander. That's also a thing. So that is a nice benefit. But this, FAF is a different beast. And there's different positives with some structures in bar, and there's some positives with FAF. But that is for a different time and place. But at 22.5 minutes in this game, it's time to go over the mass incomes and overall. Team 1 and Team 2 essentially at the same mass income. I don't know the exact numbers, but it's like a 1.1 versus 1.1. Team 2 essentially has 55% of the map. Team 1 has probably about 45. All players still remain at 23 and almost 23 minutes in this game. But please, if you haven't done so already, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win. And again, thank you so much for watching to this point in the video. Chicken is wreaking havoc on the eastern side of the front line for Team 1. And Muisto is trying to force Freedom back. It is Sai and Mui versus Freedom. Freedom is about to get his shield back online, but he's suffering hit points losses constantly versus these two commanders. And again, the further these commanders get into that front line, it is a longer trip home. Freedom about to get his shield back online. He dropped into the red. Will he get it online to save himself? 2,500, 2,000 hit points. And the shield is back online. And now it is just the march to see if Team 1 can kill Freedom off before those comms need to retreat. Mui is in the yellow 5-star commander. 10,000 mass killed. Overcharge from Team 2's Freedom. And Mui will be the first casualty of the game. Can he make it a double kill? In this game, it is looking like it. Sai is in the red. Sub 3,000, sub 2,000, sub 1,000, and there he goes. It is a double kill in the middle of the map here for Team 2. Active backlash, of course, is sitting with that kill. It is now a 4v6 in favor of Team 2, the southeastern team. But of course, everyone has to be aware with 2 players dead on Team 1. Team 1's, somebody on Team 1 will inherit, something. And it does look like Team 1's Kenny will inherit all the front line, and Team 1's Willow will inherit what Sai had. So again, he has more mass and facilities to pump out ASF. Team 1 definitely in the control of the air game, and there is a nice little run-by attempt on the eastern side of the map here for Team 1's Carl. But those have been spotted, and maybe they'll get 1 mechs. I highly doubt it, but maybe. You never know. There's no artillery, so it's going to take a while to chew those hit points down. Still, only 1 T3 air facility is online. This one is T2, but, it's better than nothing, I guess. And Team 2's Calm of Freedom is not stopping. He is going to continue forward once again. That chicken... Where did that chicken... Oh, the chicken's in the water being torpedoed to death by Team 1. And essentially just annoying everything in that side of the map. Probably going to try to get his way out of the water and move southward would be my engagement, or my theory. But in the southwestern corner, Team 2 has claimed victory. There is a couple of engineers and a Team 1 facility for Willow, but not really a whole lot there for Team 2 in terms of infrastructure. But Team 2's Freedom is going after that T3 land headquarters for Kenny on that front line. If he loses that, he'll lose access to T3 land. Seraphim tech. He is starting to build a monkey, and then 2 chickens after that. Sorry, 2 chickens. 2 crabs after that. I have Seraphim on the brain. And again, it is orange v orange. It is the same in kind of color crime. You can see it's sometimes it's, I don't like it when the same color or a variant of the same color goes up against one another, because then it's hard for me or someone in the the viewership to tell the difference. I wish like all of the red players were on team 1, all the green players were on team 2, that sort of thing. It makes it easier to track, and especially with units being handed over to one another when someone dies. It's easier. Like, oh, he was green, and he now has the other green's forces, kind of thing. There are those forces. But that chicken does emerge out of the water. Godzilla sticks his head out for a brief second, goes, nope, nope, no, 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 gonna go hide. No, 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 gonna just go hide. Freedom still pushing forward on this front line. A lot of spam factories here, pumping out some T1 artillery. These Medusa, but that chicken is just ripping through them. Lots of AA to force everything in the air back. Actually, more of it being AA than anything else. Again, Team 1 has focused more on air than they have land, and it is proving in that fact that Team 2 is countering with a whole lot of mobile AA. And we do see those restores being built up. Not a big ball, but a decent amount. And there is a lot of ASFs online. Scout for Nuke says, right, guys. There is an SMD, but there is no nuke as of right now. It will be an artillery soon. Soon is also relative, so one of those, is it going to be now or later? That monkey is inbound to Freedom's position. Will Team 1 get some revenge for 2 players that have died from the middle? Essentially spearheaded by Freedom. Freedom overcharges, takes out almost half of the hit points on board that monkey lord. And now the chicken, who was in the red, is now back in the yellow, and that first monkey will die. Second monkey inbound here from Willow, and I don't think that monkey's going to fare just not really greatly. Freedom does not have a shield anymore. Does not have. Come here. Come here. Come here, says Freedom. Come here. My guy, you have nothing. He's taunting his opponent. Come here. Come at me. Come on. That was pretty good from Freedom. I can't fathom how players can talk to one another in all chat while microing all of the units and moving their commander and all that. I just can't fathom how that all works. I have a hard time just microing my units and my eco and stuff, but these guys are, of course, just on levels apart from where I am. And as I say that, I do need to get back into playing between my crews and a couple of work trips and whatnot. I've kind of been aloof from having the ability to play and to cast/review one of my own games. So thank you for the patience for those who have enjoyed that series. I have enjoyed doing them. I just need to actually sit down and do them. So probably not this week, because today is Saturday. The video is coming out. Probably the following week, I'll have a video of myself playing once again. So a week from tomorrow will be when that video releases, and that does date this video for future reference. It's not past reference, because you can't go back. So, but now we see just how depleted Team 1's front line is. Look, almost all of the infrastructure is gone, and the spam will commence from Team 1's Kenny. He's pumping everything out. He has 1 crab already on station. There is a Colossus and a Fat Boy and a monkey. All we need is the chicken from Team 1, and all 5 land experimentals will be on the map. And actually, technically, we already have that with Team 2 and 1 included. We have the chicken from Team 2, but there are all 5 on the map at the current moment. Love to see it. Now, if we can get all 4 game enders on the map at the same time, that would be definitely something to watch. It'd be a very interesting game to have a YOLO, a Paragon, a Scathis, and a Mavor all online. Not necessarily obviously on the same team, because that would be ridiculous, but would be lovely to see that. Maybe I'll try to find one of those games. It is hard to find that sort of thing, because it's very rare that all 4 are online at the same time. I've seen games where all 4 are built, but they're never alive at the same time. So, when we lose the game because of this reclaim loss, says Blissful. I mean, maybe. What's Team 1 sitting at? Team 1 sitting at 107,000. A lot of that, I think, is still Team 1's mass. I mean, the monkey was theirs. The chicken was definitely Team 2's, but a lot of the mass from Team 1 was all these facilities, all of the units. Team 2 didn't have as much. They used Freedom's Commander as a way to kind of mitigate that, but it's not as bad as I think. They have a Fatty, Mega, GC, and Chicken done. Chicken? Where's the chicken? Where? No? Fatty, GC, Crab, and they had a monkeys down here. Where's the chicken? Monkey. Thank you, Blissful, for correcting. It is a monkey, not a chicken. Team 2 had the chicken. They still do, but the first one died. Colossus being built in the back lane here for Team 2's Freedom. We see any monkeys? Yes, we do here for Terminator. And in the south, we have essentially the eco slot, I can imagine, with all of the hives, the quantum gateway, and all the emphasis for obviously T3 Mechs. It should essentially all be done for Team 2. Nuke is online, as I get distracted by that. It is already half loaded, and it does look like it might be, I think that is Mass Fab. It looked like T3 artillery. But Teleporter has been started for Orb. Maybe he's thinking about going for Mazer this early. He does have the amount of resources to go for that now, because usually when players go for that, half of their base is already dead. They don't have enough energy, and then you just sit there and wait. But that teleporter upgrade, it's at 20%. You can see his power. He's doing fine. Not great, but he's doing fine. At least it's positive. If it's negative, good luck. But still, Team 1 owns this upper plateau. Haven't been able to do much with it, just with a couple of Team 1 mixes, which is, again, better than nothing, but not really doing a whole lot with it. Couple of columns in the water here for Team 2. And that Fat Boy is just inching ever so slowly forward for Team 1. He is using the factory on board the Fat Boy to produce, those should be Cougars, given the dual upward-facing cannons like that. So he is using that as an actual factory, and those are just Cougars sitting there. I would love to see maybe a couple parashields, maybe T3 artillery or mobile artillery, but while we see 2 crabs and a monkey walk into a bar, who walks out? I don't know. Somebody. Maybe no one. Maybe no one. Who knows? But a third crab is already online, and Team 1's Kenny is just pumping those things out. Look at those hit points just fly up on board that crab. Most hit points on board anything in the game. It beats out the GC. You'd think the GC would have the most, but it does not. It did initially, to be fair, with the original release of FAF, but when the crab came out after the fact, not so much. Just by a little bit. And this is actually an even number of 110,000 versus the 9,999. No, sorry, 99,999 and 99 cents. Galactic Colossus hit point count. It still bugs me. Please, one more hit point. Just one more. Just make it an even 100,000. Please. Even when it gets up to 5-star veterancy, it's at 149,999. It's very frustrating. And that crab is being pushed back by 2 Colossi. The monkey not really doing a whole lot to save his older brother's skin, but a crab has fallen back to engage at range with the second one coming in. So that crab will die, but that Colossus will die, and Team 1 will be definitely better off because that Colossus is now dead, and that crab is still not dead. But there is a chicken coming in to assist with another one and a Fat Boy. So Team 2 almost has all the land experimentals online except for a crab and a monkey. But I think the monkey, monkey's here, so they're just missing the crab. And they are going for the crab as we speak. Come on, Team 1 or Team 2. Build all of them and have them all online at the same time. But that Megalith is just churning through those Galactic Colossus. And that's a lot of mass to scoop up in the middle of the map at 33 minutes. Or almost 33 minutes, I should say. Team 1 being very defensive with their air. And that's because they have an artillery online. And went up, actually, to be fair, pretty quick. And now it's just going to go after Team 2's air grid. That's always the first thing that goes. Whenever one player gets T3 artillery, the first thing that gets attacked is the air grid. And why is it all the way over? Why is the attack all the way over here when the air grid's all the way over here? So unless that artillery has very not great accuracy, which looks like it does get retasked, that T3 strategic missile launcher is about to finish. If these P-gens and whatnot don't get shielded, that's going to hurt. Oh, it strikes the comm essentially directly against Orb. 60% on board that commander's teleportation upgrade. Maybe Willow knows that's where he is? No? He's just going... Oh, he's going after the headquarters, I guess. Ouch. Or maybe he saw him earlier. Ouch. There go the other engineers. And Orb is not feeling well. He's at 3,000 hit points. He's still going to go for it. This might be the first casualty on Team 2 if he doesn't stop moving. And... Pigeon gets killed off. Shields need to be built immediately. No, not around, not over there, right here. Oh, but there he is. There he goes. The first kill on Team 1 side of the map against Team 2. It is Orb. As the nuke launches for Team 2's Orb, he goes, nope, that is my nuke. I will launch it. And that's just how it's going to be. And that air grid is not going to be shielded in time. And I think half of it at least is going to go up in smoke. Nuke is inbound. Where is it going? It's going for the front line. I think Kenny's already moving. Yep, he knows. But the SMD isn't online. Oh, that could have been against the artillery, but I don't think it would have made it, just due to the fact that it's so close, and there's a couple of RASCOMs actually assisting it as we speak. The nuke will land, going after the crab producing facility move, and a couple of the ASF get singed. Actually, that crab is perfectly fine, and of course, kaboom! It is now a 5v4 in favor of Team 2, and that air grid is being cut a little bit, but there are more shields going to be built to protect that nuclear investment. They have a lot of lands this side. Yes, they do. And they honestly don't have a lot of T3 land, you would think. Crab is online. Colossus. FAF boy, where's the monkey? Where's the monkey? Monkey. Crab. Oh, come on, Team 2. Maybe they would have had it at some point. They could have had all 5 land experimentals online at the same time on their side of the map. But no, that monkey had to go die somewhere. Why? Oh, maybe it's hiding. No, that's a monkey over there. No, that's a crab. I don't see it. That's frustrating. Anyway, crab is being taken out, but still, the kills on that on those crabs. A third one appears. There is one fat boy, but I mean, with one crab, one colossus, it's not. I don't think it's enough. It still will do a lot of damage, but still, Team 2 attacks and they don't make it. 2 chickens die, but they do kill the colossus. And this base, this tiny little base with a nice little T2 missile launcher here for Godzilla will be still perfectly fine. And it's not going well between Team 1 and Team 2 in this middle section. We have 1, 2, 3 colossi dead. 1, 2 crabs soon to be dead. Fat boy coming in from the north, fat boy in from the south, 2 chickens, and the fat boy just ran up next to that ion storm. It's down now. Well, we somehow have half the experimentals, says Blissful Noob. Well, somehow. I mean, you had 2 chickens and you sent them over here, and they both died. So now there's I love this. There's a fat boy up here, and that is gonna hurt. Team 2 doesn't really have a defense against that, and that's gonna be huge for Team 1. Enforcing back the land engagement here. 3 bricks this side. There's more than 3, but there is a monkey coming in to intercept those, so I'm not going to get a lot of mileage out of that. Fat boy is pushing, but don't know if it's going to get enough mileage. There are a decent amount of parashields around it, and a new colossus is online. That crab is continuing to press the issue. The crab on Team 2, not focusing the actual crab on Team 1, focusing on the engineers. And it's working for Team 1's favor. This constant communication and chat between both these teams, or in these teams and between these teams. The nuke is perfectly fine, half loaded to another one. Looks like the artillery is focused on active Backlash's base. I mean, his eco is at 351, Freedom's at 800, and let me go back. Let's see, Willow at 500. Essentially, the mass is in favor of Team 2. And I feel like Team 2 can engage in some other sort of engineering pursuits, whether that be their own artillery. You know, I don't think a bunch of experimentals in terms of T3s, T4 is going to do it. There is a Ahwassa bomber started here for Blissful Noob, but I was going to say they probably should get into the air game, and we have Team 2's Freedom doing just that. That crab looks like will die to Team 2's crab and Fat Boy. But now with 2 Fat Boys online here for Team 2, I mean, it will overpower Team 1's. There's a lot of AA protecting it. Not a lot of parashields, though. There's 1 right there, and I think that's it. Oh, there's another one back there. But the artillery is starting to rain in. And Kenny's on the front line. He has nano and gun. So he'll be fine for a little bit, but that Fat Boy's about to lose its shield. And that artillery fire is just slowly coming in. Kenny is being booped by the Fat Boy, and now artillery has taken out the shield for that Fat Boy. And the crab, crab needs to keep moving. It could kill off Kenny or kill off the Fat Boy, but it needs to keep moving, and it does not. G2 artillery miasmas are being built to deal with the Fat Boys over here. That miasma, poison, acid, whatever nonsense, lingering damage that it has, again, very similar to its T3 older cousin of the emissary, but it's very annoying. It's very, very, very annoying. T2 Navy is online for Right Guys, but of course is facing down a Fat Boy up here. Team 2 needs to deal with this. I think that's a bigger problem right now, at least a bigger immediate problem here for Team 2 to deal with. Calm Home says Blissful Noob. Probably for active back. I mean, he should be fine there for now, but I don't know if he should. Yeah, definitely shouldn't stay there. Though those two Fat Boys, two Colossi as well. And again, artillery still raining in from that eastern side from Godzilla. Fat Boy has retreated and is getting its shield back online. And another nuke has been launched for Team 2. Where is it going this time? And it's going to kill that Fat Boy. Fat Boy is already on the move, trying to figure out where to go. And can't really go much anywhere. And that Fat Boy will die. Sorry, there is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. That Fat Boy will die. And that's just how it goes. Godzilla totally AFK, says Sai. Maybe? I don't know. But artillery still running in. Will it get the T2 naval headquarters before it dies? No, it will not. And kaboom! That is an experimental kill by a nuke. And it is now at 51,000, almost 52,000 mass killed. And it is loading its third missile. Well, yep. That's not. Wait, where did he go? Where can he go? Did he die? No, he's over there. Oh, I guess the GG. I wouldn't say GG just yet. Rambo spam says Blissful Noob. And yep, here come the Rambos. They have 40,000 hit points plus 15,000, whole hit points or base hit points or whatever hit point adjective you want to use. Colossi versus Colossus. That one Colossus will be killed, but there is a chicken coming in to assist. That Colossus for Team 1 will die. And there is a crab coming in as well for Team 2. This is not looking good for Team 1 front line. Once this Colossus falls, the only thing they have left is that Fat Boy and a monkey up there. But it is starting to crumble. Team 1 again focused on the T3 artillery production. Are they producing it on? No, they are not. But they're producing SMGs to protect themselves. Do not blame him in that regard. Colossus is dead, and Chicken's going to push forward. Rambo's trying to stay online, but that chicken will not stop moving. Crab has been targeted, even though it's not actually built, and the monkey is over there to the west. But those Fat Boys are in retreat for now, obviously afraid a little bit of those SACUs. Kenny says 6,000. Oh, talking about the megalith. And another Colossus is inbound. Crab does die, but I wouldn't really say it's that much of a loss, just considering the fact that it wasn't actually built. But the monkey wood is going to charge forward. I don't know if that's going to do much. Both of the shields are down for the Fat Boy for a brief second. Maybe some power issues, but they get fixed. That monkey wood will now die, so that dies. And again, Team 2 is slowly moving forward, and a lot of engineers from multiple players. We have red, orange, Batman gray, and some for purple. So all of the major land players in this game are scooping up mass from that front line. Team 2 has held this position for a long time. Team 1 hasn't really pressed it, and you can see that by the amount of by the lack of defenses on this northern side here. Team 2's Rat Guys could actually just push this with all of the T3 units and the Fat Boy that he has. He actually has some power issues, I think. But besides that, he's doing pretty well. Going after that Fat Boy for Team 1's Carl, but that is being forced back as well. It's in the yellow. Lots of air forces have been built by Team 1's Will-O-Wisp, but not really doing a whole lot. Team 1 could have pressed the air issue a lot more, but they're just not. And second, Disruptor is online for Team 1. That could be the straw that breaks the camel back for some of these bases, but Ahwassa Bomber is online, and that is going to be dead. Well, I mean, it's going to get killed in one pass by those ASFs, so not great. Not great. For Team 2, either they use it for one specific thing, and that's it, or they just not use it ever. So probably should have funneled that mass into something else, but maybe they'll get some use out of it. The nuke has been killed off. That's definitely unfortunate for Team 2. They really don't have, again, anything to fight back in that regard against Team 1. You can see the shadow of the Ahwassa. I like how huge that shadow is on the map. Look at it. Look at that shadow. It's huge. Like how it does some, turns and whatnot. I'm really admiring the scenery. But Crab v. Crab, the colors kind of look similar. It's tan versus rust. So there is another crimson one coming in from the north. So 2v1, that's not going to go well. And one of the Fat Boys has been killed off by those SACU Rambo preset commanders. One does get away, just barely 1,000 hit points, and the bomber will go for it. Where's it going? Is it going to keep going? I don't... Oh, it's going to drop a bomb in here, I guess. Going to take out that position. Some AA going to shoot at it. There comes the bomber. It's going to impact the shields. Is it going to be enough? Is that bomber going to be enough to puncture those shields? Drops the bomb. There it goes. Oh, it drops the bomb on top of the ASFs. Oh, look at all those ASFs that got killed. Oh, and the shields are down. Oh, that's gotta hurt. It wouldn't drop, says Blissful Noob. That is annoying, but artillery is coming in from Team 2. I'll check that out in a second where that's coming from. It looks like it did impact the shield. It is Cybrin, so it's one of 3 players. That base is gone. Oh, it's right here. Second artillery is being built as we speak, so it's going to be Cybrin v Cybrin. Terminator, give me mass. And does Terminator have mass to give? It's 18,000. That's a little bit of mass to give. The shields are back online, unfortunately, here for Team 2, but did kill some ASF. I don't know if it's really worth it. The mass did go off the side of the map, so that's not a huge issue. It did kill some ASF in that shot, though. So, again, always got to hurt. But Rascom's on the front line, scooping stuff up, building a Monkey Lord. Team 2, again, still pressing the issue with the map, the land side of things, while Team 1 is trying to hold strong with some Rambo presets and whatever else they can muster. I mean, if Team 1 can hold long enough out against the land that is now occurring from the east and the middle here, it might be enough, but it does get, this position does get spotted by a nice little satellite here from the UEA player of Carl. Is Team 2's right guys built his own? No, he's going for mass fabs, going for a fat boy, going for T2 cruisers. I see somebody would do it. I knew some UEA player would do it, but I was wrong on which one. The fat boy pushing against the Monkey Lord. Actually, that's a crab, excuse me. Looked like a Monkey Lord for a second. Monkey Lord's actually over here. Not being moved, by the way. Team 2, gotta move that thing. Oh, does Team 2 have the chicken online? Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, it's almost... Okay, just keep all of, everything that's just one of a kind stay alive. And then I can officially say one team has all 5 land experimentals online at the same time. I want to actually be able to say it. It did occur in general between both teams, but I do want to say that one team had it. Because there's the Colossus, there's the crab, there's the monkey, there's the fat boy, and the chicken is it built? Is it built? Is it done? Will-O-Wisp has been completed experimental. That's not him. It is Blissful Noob. And it is completed. The chicken is complete. The crab, the fat boy, the Colossus, and the monkey. All 5 land experimentals have been completed and are online at the exact same time. Good job, Team 2. You win a moral victory in that regard for me being able to say that. So again, thank you to Team 2 for that. And then the crab dies. There's another crab over here, but that one over there died. Fat Boys continue to push the middle here for Team 2's right, guys. And how much mass is on the map? I mean, it's the big, giant red numbers, but 290,000, almost close to 100,000. Oh, did the Ahwassa bomber... Oh, it actually landed on the side of the map. Look at that. Just barely inside the map. Definitely beneficial to Team 1's Will-O-Wisp to be able to pump out maybe a 3rd artillery. Or just a bunch of shields. That also works. I actually like that more than the 3rd artillery. Second, artillery has been stopped. They're trying to just assist the 1 primary shield. And the artillery is staying strong. It's focusing the attention of the artillery here. But with a satellite 2 artillery, I think 3 might be enough to break the shield position. So Team 1 either go for a 3rd one or build a Mavor or Scathus or something and call it a day. Or Nuke. Nukes also work. Or fight back in the land game, which I don't know if they're going to do. But the Monkey Lord is not engaging, which means its laser is not activated. But again, 55,000 hit points to chew through. With the assistance of the crab, it might be enough. But the Whalers skip the monkey and go straight for the crab. That's actually probably the better one to go with because the Monkey Lord is already in the yellow. But that crab is going to die. And Team 2 is, again, running out of steam. Nuke. Oh, hold on. Team 2 said Nuke. Yep, Nuke is online for Blissful Noob. Not Blissful Noob, sorry. For Will-O-Wisp, mentioned by Blissful Noob. And I think it's starting to favor Team 1 once again. Even though it's a 4v5 in favor of Team 2. The artillery, the Nuke that's now online. Team 2 running out of steam for the land side of things. There is momentum in the east, but he's not pushing it as much as he probably should. It's starting to favor Team 1. Let me know down in the comments who you think. Again, 46.5 minutes on the clock. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win. The Fat Boy is going to take a little bit to get through those shielding, but these raiding attacks from the west aren't really doing a whole lot with the dual crabs acting as guardians. The artillery from the middle here for Team 1's Godzilla. Again, I was going to say Godzilla Potato, but Godzilla is just proving to just stop Team 2 in the tracks. You can see here comes the miasma shot. Misses a little bit, but still there's some Percys here. It's still not enough to crack the front line. I think a nuke might be enough, which, to be fair, Team 1 does not have any SMD coverage for the entire front line. There's one there, and there is one... Oh, what the heck? Whoa, what was that about? Looks like teleport ACUs or something came in. Yeah, that is what that looks like, but probably go for an AoE explosion cascade kind of nonsense. But anyway, I feel like the nuke could land probably right about here and take out most of the annoyingness that Team 2 is facing. So if Team 2 edges it out, they could get a nice engagement there, but the amount of missile launchers over here does concern me, and the attack has been given, and they're going for the TMD. And again, of course, these cruiser missiles are facing off against volcanoes, so not going to be a good engagement in that regard. Essentially, it's just a couple of T2 artillery versus crabs. That crab might die to T2 artillery, actually. Scratch that. It does look like they're actually going to be built, get some T1 mexes ringing them so they increase their fire rate. Oh, the base here for active backlash has seen better days, and shields are just going to start lining a nice little path to the what remains of Team 2's orbs base, which actually isn't really a lot, to be fair. There's really nothing else that Team 2 isn't going for a big, like experimental in terms of T4, game ender. They're not going for massive nuking. Not going for any of that sort of stuff. Don't know if they have. Again, 48 minutes. You have already got to be thinking about how to end the game. And at this point in the game, Team 1 has thought about how to end it, and that's with nukes and with artillery. And that nuke is about to load. Team 2, you better have SMDs or it's going to hurt. There's 2 right there. There is 3 right there. So that front line is essentially protected. Over the back line, I should say. The front line is not. Colossus, Chicken, another Colossus, 3 Fat Boys. I feel like the nuke will either go here. Actually, it's the wrong button there. What you do launch on? I was pressing the wrong button to do a little doodling. Or right here against the Fat Boys. Because that artillery is just ripping through those hit points on the megalith. And it's just not stopping here. The TMD is being slowly withered away. I don't know if it's going to be enough. I do love the fact that Ragas is now shifting over to direct fire weapons in the form of artillery shells. Not direct fire, so I should say not real weaponry. What's the not missiles. They're going for like artillery shells. In the northeast, we have the Fat Boy over here just kind of chilling. It could press this attack, but there are a lot of Ravagers and artillery, so yeah, it's probably not actually the best idea to do that. Carl has built another experimental, probably a satellite, and no, it's another Fat Boy. Really, the only players really thinking about how to end the game are Willow and maybe active Backlasher, since they're the 2, with the only artillery still online. And now Team 1's Willow have actually diverted to other places to attack against Blissful Noob now. He's the now choice target for his artillery barrages. 49 minutes in this game. Both teams kind of struggling to how to end the game, I feel like. They're kind of not necessarily in a stalemate, but
strategic launch detected.
It is not really going well. And the nuke will launch, go after the Fat Boys. Fat Boys, I think, immediately disperse. Actually, they're all going, I think, in the same direction. And with the nuke being that close, I think, if anything, one will survive. But I do not think that... Yeah, I don't think... there are a lot of shields. It's over here. Is it going to be enough? Oh, they get EMP'd, but they're all fine. Oh, that's got to hurt. Ooh, artillery made a comment about engineering. Oh, are they going to... Wait, is that the sacrifice preset? Hold on. Is that the... It is! Oh, I know where we're gonna see the sacrifice teleportation of the Colossus being built. Oh, I haven't seen one of those in a long time. a long time. So it is going to be very interesting if Freedom can pull that off. If he pulls that off, then he's MVP. Just going to say it right now. If he pulls that attack off, which I think he's going to do, he will get MVP. Whalers come in, take out all the Fat Boys. Willow's like, no. Those Fat Boys were supposed to die. That's a canon event. They were supposed to die. And they moved. So... Oh, Terminator control. Hold on. Terminator control carries. Oh, artillery. He built his own disruptor, but he's dead now. Not due to control K, but due to some artillery shells blowing up some P-gens. Looks like there's 3 artillery disruptors online. 1, 2. Yep, there are 3 disruptors online for Willow. That might be enough. The only hope for Team 2, it might be, are these sacrifice commanders. They're getting upgrades as we speak. They should be going for teleportation, be what they're going for, but I think Freedom's having some problems with his eco not having enough energy, I think. Well, he has some energy, but doesn't really have a lot of mass in his bar. Artillery is going to land here. Oh, I don't know if it's going to work. Focus shells with satellite. Blissful Noob says this is the oh, there go all the engineers. Oh, there go all the rest of the engineers. Oh, no. No, they got to move. They got to move. Those SACUs got to move. Oh, it's gotta hurt. Telly GC says, Saison, yep, they know exactly what's gonna happen. That, kill SSU, says Saison, yep, they gotta move, they gots to move. And now the SMD is down. There's another one right here. Lots of engineers protecting all of those with a bunch of shields. Quantum Gateway being built as well to bring in more SSUs. Freedom Scout this. If Team 1 does not produce more PD than just this, it might not look good. Retarget Willow, says Sai. Oh, because he's just targeting the ground. There's nothing there. That's what he's talking about. Okay, the engineers have reached safe harbor. They need to start those upgrades. Some of them did. One of them did finish the teleportation upgrade, but not all of them did. And it does look like still Team 1's Willow is after those SACUs. That is his main goal. That is his main target. He takes that out. That might just cause Freedom to just leave, because if that's his main play now for Freedom, that's what he's going to go for. He doesn't really have anything else on the cards. He's fanned out a lot of his P-Gen. Some of them should be shielded, but it's hard to shield all of them. Just needs constant energy for those teleportation upgrades. And now shield's going to be built to protect those SACUs. He needs that investment. He needs it to work. And more explosions go on in the distance. Artillery has been retasked onto the artillery here from Team 2. Do you have Nuke, Willow? And SACU, was that just a teleportation SACU? I don't know what that was about, but they're trying to kill off the artillery. P-Gen looks like it's either going to be built. Well, looks like there's 2 of them that got killed. Oh no, those are Seraphim, given the dual arms that they have on board. So look, it's just essentially just sacrifice Seraphim SACUs is essentially what's going on for Blissful Noob. And there's a bunch of engineers for that transport. Artillery still online. There are the SACUs. They're getting the teleportation upgrades. They're hiding in the mix of those fields. Where'd the rest? Hold on. Where'd the rest of them go? Hold on. Where did they go? They didn't teleport in. Those look like Seraphim, because they have the dual. Yeah, they have the dual arms coming out of them. Yeah, they have. Yeah. Those look like Seraphim, not Aeon. Focus shells with satellite, says Sai. So use the satellite to, let's say, like, hey, look, target this and target this and target this. Shields are starting to collapse for Team 2's last artillery piece that I have noticed, because there might be more that I don't know about, but that's the only one that I do know about. More SACUs running around the map, more being gated in as we speak. And Team 2 is now starting to lose the land battle, now with the 3 Fat Boys dead, and the Colossus now roaming free here for Team 1. And now just the horde of missiles coming out of that bay is just forcing everything back. Do you have Nuke? F you all, says Freedom. Play like gappers. And now Team 2's Blissful Noob looks like he just control K'd. I don't know if he was killed by P-Gens or not, but actually might just be a legitimate control. This is why I have cancer, says Freedom. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not going to make fun of that or mess this up. Kenny's like, what did I do? I don't see any more that teleported in. Was this one here? Well, I had Mechs as Willow had, so what really messed up was not being able to attack them. Yeah, I mean, being forced to engage them on land, so they just got reclaimed from us. That is the downside with going to them, is that if you don't win that land, you give them mass and made a ton of XPs while we got arties. To be fair, Orb wasn't scouting. I mean, scouting is very important, to be fair. 55 minutes in this game. 3 players remain on team 2. 4 players remain on team 1. Blissful Noob. You know, I don't know if it was a control K exact. It could have been, but it could have been both. I don't know. Or didn't want to play this. Where are those SACUs? Nope, they're not being. Where are the? Hold on, where are the rest of them? There's some over here. Did he lose some of them? No, teleportation. Getting the teleport. Getting the teleport. So he has 3 of the 5 that he wants to go with. This might, if the artillery gets taken out, that might be enough. It might just be enough. They noticed, obviously they noticed the nuke. Artillery still running. It looks like there's 2 of them now. There's one. Yeah, there's 2 of them now here for Team 2. I mean, this position is still holding 56 minutes in this game, which would have let us win. I almost killed their 3 arty with the Ahwassa bomber, but I mean the ASF came in and killed them off anyways. You would have gotten only 1 bomb released, even if it released when you wanted it to. I'm just trying to keep track of all those SACUs because I don't want to forget where they are. The upgrade for the 4th one has been completed, and the 5th one is going for it. Does Team 1 have enough defenses against this sort of teleportation SACU? No. Willow has laser, but it's not enough against the GC. The shields, again, are starting to collapse. He has 1 nuke loaded. Artillery is still breaking. We have Aeon. We have Cyberin. We have, I thought there was a UEF or 2. Yeah, there's a UEF or 2 in there. Where's the Seraphim shields? Like, you have all of the other ones, but not Seraphim. Kill, says Sizolan, but nope, doesn't get the SMB. That's unfortunate. But the gunships are inbound, and they will get the SMB, especially with 3 of the shields already down. Nuke will launch, probably take out this down here. SMB back here. It is almost loaded. It might be enough, and there's 1 here, and that has 2 loaded, so that should be fine. 2 satellites online here for Carl. And how are those engineers? They need to get out of there. Here goes the teleportation. The order has been given. And where are they going? They're going all the way over here. You're going to immediately build the GC and then walk it over there. Oh, that could be enough. That could be enough for Team 2. But we have a Tsar online here for Team 1's Godzilla. It's going to come in. Oh, it's going to land on top of all this. It tried to come in for the artillery. We have gunships over here. There's not a lot of AA here that's been built up flat. Oh, it's going to land on top of all those engineers. Oh, kill some of them. One of the shield emitters is down. AA trying to be spammed up as fast as it can. Gunships again going after that disruptor. And I'm going to slow it down just a little bit because I'm afraid I'm going to miss something. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. How is the SACU? Okay, the teleport has been given. Okay, you got to initiate the order to sacrifice. You got to go for it. Some of them have taken hits. There goes the sacrifice. Order isn't enough. Oh, I don't know if it's enough. Oh, it's not enough. Did they change that? Did they change how that works? Oh, that's got to hurt. Oh, man. Freedom goes, what the heck? Oh, that's got to suck. Game is broken, says Freedom. Yeah, I mean, it should only usually take 5 SACUs to do this. They're saying a voice chat. They weren't full. Yeah, I know they weren't full health, but that was about half, I think. That wasn't as much as I thought it would be. And Freedom control Ks because of that. I mean, I would have control Ks. They don't need to be full health. And now it is a 3v2 in favor of Team 1 for the first time in the game. Carl, you need to watch your sats and active backlash control Ks as well. It's just 1 player online for Team 2, and that's Guys. And he will just either control K or teleport out of there, whatever the case may be. But that is it for the game. And Team 1 wins it. I am kind of interested to see why that didn't work. I mean, Freedom was pretty confident on the fact that those should have worked. Kenny says they weren't full health, which we did notice, but I don't know. I feel like that should have... It should have worked still. I mean, Team 1 was prepared, at least somewhat, for it. But, oh, that is really weird. Anyway, Freedom wasn't able to pull off the move. Also, his team didn't win. Team 1, I think I got to give it to... it's hard because Willa did a whole lot with the artillery. We have Kenny that did a whole lot on the front line. Also, obviously, Godzilla helped out a decent amount as well. But I feel like Kenny, in terms of the stage where the game was really in favor of Team 2, he held that front line, had some assistance from Willow, had some assistance from Godzilla, but he was the main focus of the attacks for a while. I feel like towards the later stage of the game, definitely Kenny Lee gets the credit for MVP of the game. But if Freedom was able to pull that move off, again, 100%, he would have gotten the MVP award. He got, he had assisted in a double kill for his team early on. He constantly pushed the front line. He would have had that excellent sacrifice move. But again, I don't know. Maybe they nerfed how much progress you get per SACU. That might have been it. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments if you know about that or not. Again, thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. Please subscribe. Please like the video if you did find it enjoyable. Hopefully everybody has a good weekend, good day, good night, good morning, depending on when you're watching this, either when it releases or in the future. Again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so very much. I do appreciate it. I will see all of you in the next one.